There's a lot of those, huh? So, time to resume playing Extraction Point. First of the expansions for F.E.A.R. First of two. This is probably going to be the final stream for Extraction Point, honestly, given what I've heard about its length. Generally, it's very good, but very short. So, let's continue. So, last time, our buddy, whose name I forget, got kind of tossed around by a ghost a lot and died, leaving it to be just us for trying to get to the hospital. Oh. Probably should have realized that he was still alive. Oh, hello. Hey there. Dang it. Also, yeah, a fun reminder that this game, specifically this expansion, never got anything to make it work better at higher resolutions. In fact, I had to mess with an INI to make sure that the... Oh! That's a new weapon. Hey buddy, what do you have? The Type 12 laser carbine. But just... It's sustained laser. Our slow-mo is, it slows things down enough that we can actually see the laser start to stretch. I don't really like it as much as, you know, the sniper rifle. And I'm not willing to really give up the ASP for it either. Yep. Just as a reminder for our mission. Situation. Holiday is dead. You must continue alone towards the subway system and the medical center that lies beyond. F.E.A.R. Technical Officer Jin Sun Kwan is en route to Auburn Memorial Hospital and the extraction point. Mission. Find the nearby subway entrance and take the tracks leading to the city's medical center. Just gonna cycle through what I have, just to reload everything. Was admittedly under the impression that Extraction Point didn't really add much in terms of weapons. Well, time for a spooky moment. It's actually pretty dang cool. Oh, that's not rendering properly. There we go. For slow-mo. Well. Gotta wait. Oh. There we go. Oh. Yeah, we just ended up walking through the door. As a reminder, those hallucinations are because Alma, turns out, is the Point Man's mother. Dang it. Point Man, with his super speed and his absurd reaction time, is entirely because that's actually a psychic power. Hey there. Hey. Shotgun is such a good weapon in this game. I'm happy that they give you just absurd amounts of ammo for it constantly. This is very much designed under with the understanding that this is like building off of like a Doom or a Quake or, well, like Blood, where it's like, it's a game where the shotgun is your main weapon for the game. It is the workhorse weapon for the game. Compared to like other games where the shotgun is a power weapon usually. Oh hey. They're doing the run up and punch you thing. Come on. There's only one spot you can come through. Hey there. Yeah, come on. Try and punch me. See how that works out for you. Damn it. It didn't kill him. Come on. These are durable. I shouldn't have been trying to use the, What? Asshole. I love how these enemies are just like, compared to, like, everybody else, they're just kind of jerks. They just run at you and smack you. And then they run away. They just repeatedly do this. Alright, some boxes I can break open. Hi there. I missed a couple times. Oh, hey. Rocket launcher. I don't really need it, though. Well, I'm probably going to need it, actually, now that I say this, because it's probably going to be a mech guy around the corner. Hey there. How'd you not die? Yeah, I deserve that. Oh, wow, this is as far back as it takes me. Where's the other guy? I know there's another guy. There you are. So I will say, as somebody who played a lot of Halo growing up, going to, like, older FPSs, PC-focused ones, where, admittedly, like, the idea was, like, you make your own checkpoints. Like, that's what quicksave is. there wasn't really checkpointing in them. There was just quick saving. Come on. Ah. Who did that? Yeah, where like quick saving was your checkpointing, and quick saving was just like, it was basically you place down your own checkpoints. There's no actual checkpointing in the games otherwise. Like, that's actually kind of a weird mindset for me to get into. The whole you make your own checkpoint thing. Because there's a level of it feeling almost like cheating to me. Like, oh, well, I could just keep saving and just make a couple steps and whatnot and save again. I'm just having to get used to, like, oh no, this is literally the only way you'll have a checkpoint is if you save. Asshole. Getting used to that mindset, though, is just something that... Yeah, you're right up there. Runs around the corner, runs back around the corner. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm just so used to the game being like, oh no, it checkpoints for you constantly. Rather than needing to, like, think about where I'm making my own and whatnot. The instant skeleton beam strikes again. Oh, hey. Oh, there's more guys. Huh. There was more guys. There was guys. They're skeletons now, but they're happier this way. Okay, now how do I get into these rooms? Definitely looks like I'm supposed to be able to. No. Oh, I go from around. That was accidental. And this thing's almost out of ammo, so I'm gonna switch to the penetrator for now. Yeah, there's a mech down there. So I was right to grab this rocket launcher. Wow. Oh, there we go. He just busts through the wall. Oh, I gotta There we go. And now a second one pops out. I think that's progress, so I think that this would be path towards additional goodies. Well, I guess light armor is a goodie. No. No. Okay, is there a way to that back from here? Okay, yeah. Might as well top off my health while I'm moving about right now. Oh. That's completely normal. That's just a thing that happens regularly, right? Sometimes a plane likes to park in the middle of the road and leave the engines going, because you know they might need to leave soon. They are taking up a lot of space. They're taking up like the whole road. So yeah, they better be leaving soon. Not sticking around for too long. Oh. Now we're in interval 3. So we stopped like last time, like right before the end of interval 3. Good. Situation. You've made your way through the warehouse district into the city subway system. The subway system connects to the medical district downtown. Jin Sun Quan is ahead, waiting, alone. Mission. Head down through the subway terminal and onto the subway tracks. Follow the tracks towards the medical center. I wonder if Jin Sun Quan will survive. Oh, come on, Alma.
Get those crates down to transport.
Or Fettle.
More supplies coming in.
Whichever, like, psychic ghost is doing that. Hey there. Hi. Hey. Hey. Hey, Mom. Did you really have to turn off all the lights and, like, blow all the fuses?
Hands up! I'll check it out. Roger. Fan out.
Hey. Oh, nice T-pose. Hey. Oh, then they open the door, so they don't need to crawl through. They still have to crouch through, though. I was hoping there was more.
Are hereby ordered to return to their homes and remain indoors until further notice.
Have I'm full on rockets. Can't believe this.
Save 30% off standard commuter rates with an easy tag pass. Have you bought yours today?
Need to go get one.
Quiet down.
30% off standard commuter rates. I missed. I like that he's too fast after I try and slide kick and fail. Oh, hell. Hi. Gotta go get my easy tag! Get out of my way! You know those things sell out fast.
We've lost contact with Zulu 6. Roger. We'll check it out.
Oh. I can get more rockets. Stop that. I said stop it. That's what happens. Oh no. Oh wait, here it is. Door. Oh, thank you. Actually worried that the game locked me off of getting more rockets. Damn. There's no buttons on this elevator. Do I have to wait for something to bust through the wall there? Yeah, go into the ladies' room.
The medical center L now boarding on the orange line.
I have to imagine the reason why I can't go into the ladies' room is just the point man going, I can't go in there, that'd be rude. That would be untoward of me. Point man completely unflappable by anything. All hell is breaking loose. Just physics and reality as we know it is getting ruined, and he's having horrible psychic visions.
Sector 4 security is on its way.
He's literally fighting ghosts that are controlling these clone soldiers now. But like, completely just non-reacting to anything. Hi. Oh, you thought you had an ambush set up. You did. But for you guys, I'm too fast. I have a lot of health kits. I have so much health. I really should have gone in there with the rocket launcher. It's just like, aha, we got, oh god, the whole room exploded. Oh. Slowly rolling and making the clanking noises as it goes. Oh, I see. So ghosts can be picked up on camera. Okay. Oh, it wasn't a mech. Oh! shot the debris, and it blew up in my face. Oh, right. Should retreat just in case some debris just gets launched at me. Okay, so there was a heavy guy, so I was right to shoot rockets. My checkpoint placed me facing the wrong direction, so I have to turn around every time I die. Okay, yeah. Rocket launcher makes very short work of a heavy. Okay, so they boarded themselves up in this room specifically, waiting for me to pass by.
Now arriving, the 435 from Auburn Memorial Hospital.
Jeez. So I have to assume that was, you know, Paxton there. I don't respect him enough to call him my brother. He seems like a chump. He died to a single pistol shot. Come on, man. No brother of mine is that fragile. Die to a single pistol shot. He may be back as a ghost, but come on. Even the security guards are more durable than him. Oh, right. Weaving back and forth as I lean and fire rockets into a room. Is that it? Yeah, it was it. And that's just a spooky scheme. Spooky scheme. The scene pronounced with a hard C. I'll save after that.
Arriving, the 435 from Auburn Memorial Hospital.
Hi. I don't think they appreciate my high impact style of greeting. Ooh, an asp. These things always... The biggest problem I have with the asp is just it always seems to have like nothing for ammo when they get to you. But finally, get a lot of ammo for it. I complained knowing the game would sense that and finally fix that problem for me.
Close the gates.
No, don't close the gates. I need those gates open. Oh, hello. I think one of my own rockets exploded as it was being shot out and was close enough to hit me. Should probably use some grenades. I'm full up on them.
Close the gates.
Whoa! Okay, I thought he died.
Close the gates.
Right, because of the way explosives work in this game, you could shoot a rocket out of the sky as it's being shot at you. Thankfully, the ASP has very high damage, so it's pretty good for taking out a heavy. Nice prank. Give me a breakable box and put some paint cans in it. I feel like... Just... I feel like the assault rifle crates are also like pranks against me, considering I don't like that weapon at all. Okay, yeah, it's just that door there. By the way, I do feel like mentioning, if there is any graphical weirdness, that is likely because of me running this at a resolution that is very much not intended. Me running this game at a modern resolution, which, weirdly enough, the only thing from F.E.A.R 1 that did not get a patch to add a modern resolution to it. Weirdly enough, because this is supposed to be like the really good expansion too. Okay, so can't open that. I have to find a way to open the gates. Paper. You never know. Could have lit something on fire, I guess. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Mom. Taken long enough, I guess. Man, think about where the... Mom's playing one of her pranks again. Yeah. Doing the whole crawling thing. Seen it before. Had to walk into the portal caused by it. I don't think I'm supposed to go down there. I don't think I'm supposed to go down there either. Probably supposed to go down there, or I can keep going down here. Am I trapped in the infinite vent works? Okay.
Check the upper floor.
Well, they're right next to a fire extinguisher if I shot that. Are we finally gonna get introduced to a new enemy? I don't get the impression that Alma's a big fan of what Fettel is doing. Like, not necessarily the biggest fan. She wants him to get revenge for her, but she's not like, you know what? My first son was the better one. You're the disappointment. Look at you. Trying to control a ghost army, then you die to a single pistol shot? Come on. What kind of son of mine dies to a single pistol shot? The whole cannibal thing is just gross. Oh, hey, pistols. Oh. What? So... actually hurt these guys? I don't think I can. By slow-mo, I can. I guess they're fast enough that I probably should have been slow-mo'd anyways, instead of just firing like wildly at them. Okay, so I can kill them. They're just ghouls. They're creepy crawlies. They're spooky scary, but they are not skeletons. And I don't have the instant skeleton beam on me to rectify that. I might not even have skeletons to turn into. Hey, come on, Mom, get it over with. I know you're gonna do a prank here. Hi there. Knowing that Alma is the Point Man's mother is great for the sake of comedy. Just referring to every single situation as just as if, you know, you're just an exasperated son dealing with a mom who still loves pulling pranks. don't really know what I did to open this. But I did. I did something. Oh. I'm guessing Alma just wanted us to see her new pranks. Wanted us to go through her vent maze for a bit before she would open it for us. So I think this path is blocked off. Also, yeah, I think last session I might have finally noticed that the weapons that you're holding do determine... Oh! Disconnected from server! But I'm... Disconnected from... This is a bit further back than I would have liked. Disconnected from the server? I'm playing single player. Oh, I did hit the switch to open it. All right. I completely forgot that I did that. Yeah, what I was gonna say was the weight of the weapons that I have equipped determines my movement speed, I think. So, like, I think it's, like, all three you have equipped. So having, like, pistols equipped increases your general movement speed, I think. Hang on. I got that disconnected from server message. I need to check OBS after that. Okay, good. OBS is still going. Hey, what? Jerk? Asshole? You too. You're also a jerk. Quick save here. Okay. The replicas are using the city subway to transport equipment and supplies. To what end, you do not know. Mission: follow the subway tracks to the exit near Auburn Memorial Hospital. Secondary objective is to collect information on replica activities in the subway system.
Orange line, repeat. Orange line, cut him off.
Getting called by my mom. Unknown origin, my ass. Ow.
Orange line, repeat. Orange line, cut him off.
I think I just have to survive till, you know,
Get out of here.
till they get killed for me.
You're safe now.
Thanks, Mom. Didn't need the help, but thanks anyways. Yeah, like I said, we're clearly the favorite son. After everything, we made it all the way through, and so like had to deal with had to deal with our brother's clone army, and then got all the way to the end, and he died to a single pistol shot. We're clearly the better son. Clearly the favored one, too. Ow.
Orange line, repeat. Orange line, cut him off.
I'm just gonna crouch here.
What the hell? Get out of here!
You're safe now.
Found out that that Paxton, our brother, was trying to kill us with a whole clone army. And also, like, and that's just enough of like a come the fuck up. You seriously were trying to kill your brother this whole time? And then, not only that, but you lost an entire army of clones to him? Just going, I only have one son. His name is Point Man. Yeah, kind of thought so. Come on. I probably do need to get down here to avoid that, but... And once you get down here, you can't go back up to check either side of the subway system. Oh, this... They're confused because I just left. That actually was a successful strategy. Open that door to go through there to confuse them. Yeah, this was just like... Surprised it's not a health upgrade, but... Or anything like that. It's in the trash. No. Oh, hi. Damn, his death rattle hurt me. Ah. You seriously thought I just vanished? What was that? What's the about? Oh. Huh. Ow. Still getting slight... slightly tapped by these things. I think I'll take the cat. Yep. I saw them and I thought they were... Oh. Oh.
Orange line, cut him off.
Gotta wait for Mom to solve this for me.
What the hell? Get out of here!
You're safe now.
I got ground bounced. Yeah, I already know go down here. I don't need the spooky train to come in to tell me where to go. Come on. Hey. Ow.
Oh shit!
What? What was that reaction to? Oh shit! You crawled through a vent?
Try to flank! Squad, check in.
Yes, I am, actually. You were correct this one time. But of all the times they keep saying that I'm trying to flank, that was actually true.
Check in.
You really should have thought that through more. Okay, who's shooting me? Hey. Got a hell of a punch on him, Point Man does. Turns men to jelly with it. Evaporates every bone in their body. Oh, right.
He's here. Fettle. Stay away from me.
I'm not going to do anything to you, Ms. Kwan. But I can't speak for my mother.
Jankowski.
I tasted the good lieutenant's visions, and they were most revealing.
Spin. Your eyes.
Hey, Lieutenant Jankowski had visions too? Wait. it unequipped me for all that. For a second, I thought it did the whole, like, removing all of my guns thing, too.
Squad, here they come.
Hi. Oh. Everybody dies! It was right before the cutscene, of course it was. Oh, right. And I don't have
He's
an...
here.
Yeah, I don't have an option to
Fettle.
skip this. Ooh.
Stay away from me.
I'm not going to do anything to you, Ms. Guan. But I can speak for my mother.
Chenkowski.
I tasted the good lieutenant's visions, and they were most revealing.
Spin. Your eyes.
Save there. Come on. Come on, get closer, get closer. Yeah. Oh, dang it. I reloaded at the wrong time. There was still more. Ow. I hate every bullet as his corpse, like, held down the trigger. There we go. I could just grab that and put that back on the hook. It'd be the dumbest detail to put into a game like this, but I'd love it.
This is Echo 6. Oh, shit.
Oh. Ow. Whoa! You know, maybe my supernatural power for, like, exploding people, like, maybe my shotgun doing that, or, like, my guns decapitating people or whatnot, maybe that's actually my own psychic power manifesting through my gun. That's my way. Like, that's how my psychic powers decide to show themselves. When I shoot somebody with a shotgun, shoot their head off, and then they bounce into the ceiling. That was a hell of a bank toss. How did you... Grenade exploded, like, right next to where you were standing, presumably. I don't know for sure, but it seemed like it. Oh, thank you. Oh. spending a lot of medkits right now. Oh, hello. Thanks for the light. Oh, coming from here. Probably should have been using my flashlight, but you know, that can alert them to my presence. I gotta be stealthy. Oh, hey, that box did contain a med kit for once. Well, a health upgrade. Every time we enter water, I just can't help but think of Half-Life 2. That... Mom! Shoving me off the ladder. Like this chair set up to watch the ladder. Ooh, nice pose. Oh, yeah. Hi. The shield guy. I handled that poorly. Okay, time for Mom to pull one of her great pranks again and shove me off a ladder. Still have a rocket launcher. I probably should use that against the like the shield guy here. Super heavy? Why was I going to call him a super heavy? Haha! Can survive a pick. As long as they didn't go through the grate. If they went through the grate. Well, I probably should land those directly on him. I'm gonna try and see if I can actually dodge the shove. Climb up, and then here she pops out, and I can't dodge the shove. Just forcibly disengages me from the ladder. Let's just switch to our remote grenades. Stack those. Hi there. I said hi there. Okay, I got him. I succeeded. Where does chain gun go? I think I succeeded too hard. Here we go. Minigun. Yeah, do I go where the blood is dripping? Or do I go in the door heading in the opposite direction? The blood dripping is probably the Quick save so I don't have to do any cutscenes again. Okay, it automatically checkpointed me here, so the blood dripping is probably not the direction I'm supposed to go in, so let's go in there then. Checkpoint me here. Suddenly, it's like leaving me completely confused. Okay, this was just the... Okay, this is just the overhang of the earlier combat section. The blood dripping in that case was caused by me. My grenades. I wonder if that guy got launched. I don't think he would have. I would have seen a corpse get launched. Actually full on health and med kits right now. Hi. Oh. Hey there. I'm willing to take the damage entirely because, like, I have so many medkits. I've had to, like, pass up picking up some, so it's just... Oh, dang it. Well, I guess I get another chance to use the minigun without running out of ammo. Yeah, I have a minigun. Yeah, it's pretty terrifying, isn't it? Like, after everything I've already done, suddenly, oh, here I have a minigun too? Oh. A sniper? Where? Hey there. Just open the door and close the door. Ooh, spooky thing. Hey. Hi. Oh, these are the ghosts that I actually have to shoot. The replicas have pursued you underground, cutting you off at every turn in an attempt to trap you. Jinsun Quan has not made contact in several hours. Replica forces are moving large quantities of supplies to an unknown destination. Exact content of the shipment remains unknown. I accidentally stopped the recording in the middle of that somehow. At the very least, I didn't stop the stream. Oh wait, no. Wrong fear. Gonna have to stitch that together, actually. Here we go. What's my most recent one? It's gonna be my... This is the quick save, so... Back here.
Oh shit! Hostile! He's trying to flank!
No, I'm not. There's literally one path I can take. Dang it. All of the corpses blocked my bullets.
I think he's down.
Okay, it's just having it equipped makes you move more slowly. Not having it in your inventory. Oop, open the door. And I'm getting up so I can close the door. Ghosts are getting hit, tell me. I can't really see you right now. I don't have my flashlight on. A quick save here. Quick save here. And quick save every couple of steps just to... Okay, this is where I fell. Haha! Eat shit! I fall on my own terms. There we go. Hi. Oh, got him out of the air. Oh, that's a lot of explosives. Was that a dive, or was his corpse catapulted through there? Oh! Ow. Jerk. So, more of those auto turrets. Wonder if that means we're gonna have a defense section coming up soon. Right, I was here. Oh, okay. Creepy music starting up. Right. Barrels are placed conspicuously as if to hide something. Caught on the door. Man, extraction point's giving me troubles today, huh? Failure to connect to, like, disconnected from server in the middle of playing somehow. It was a single player thing. Oh. If that was actually like a scare, like as if it was a like sanity effect from Eternal Darkness, that would actually be pretty clever. Just having the game seem like while you're in the middle of playing single player, just go like disconnected from server and it seemingly eject you to the main menu. And then like if you were to try to click on anything, then it would bring you back in with like a little scare.
I'm at the hospital.
Oh, that's good. I had a psychic vision of Paxton Fettle attacking you. And then
God, they're dead. They're all dead.
and then like our missing lieutenant's corpse was walking towards you. Oh, hey. Did any of that actually happen, or was that
You're coming. Be careful.
or was that like a vision of the future or something?
They're hunting you.
By the way, be careful about my mom. She's very protective of me. Whoa! I clipped into it. Temporarily. My mom is very overly protective of me, and she might either appear to you as like a girl in it, like a little girl in a small, like in a red dress, or she might just appear to you as an adult woman that's naked running around. I don't get it either. She's a powerful psychic, so I guess she just does what she wants. Come on. I almost have a feeling that was supposed to be lifted up with us. I don't think the game has anything like that in terms of like physics. I'm pretty sure I am just supposed to like swim up against this, jump up, and get on it. Doesn't seem like that's working. Oh. I crouched too early. Nope. Oh. Maybe I could clip into this and... Wow. I'm very obviously clipping into the like grating here as I'm trying to get up out of the water. I have a feeling that things may not be necessarily working exactly as intended. Oh, okay, I am supposed to just jump across, and you do the water thing just to have a faster return to the original platform. I wonder, are... They repel him to try and run away. Yeah. Ow. Oh, that was a guy shooting me with a laser. I thought that was like an object near me, like sparking. Whoop. Oh right, I still have this. Stop that. Whoa! Can I crouch under this? No, I probably could just spend a shitload of medkits and try and heal through that, but that's obviously not what I'm supposed to do. Bye. Hold on, let me switch to my better out-of-range gun. Nice pose. Oh no, I gotta reload. Okay, so that's blocked off. Well, I am game. Okay, let's try and see if I can... Okay, I'm definitely not supposed to be doing that. What am I supposed to be doing then? Oh, I'm supposed to turn off the fire. That makes sense. Okay. Gotta switch the fire valve to off.
Echo 9, report. They're gone, he got him.
Yeah, I'll go with the repeating cannon over the chain gun, the minigun. Because I haven't gotten I didn't get much chance to use the repeating cannon in the main game. So it gives it to you like right at the end. Right at the end, right before like all of your enemies are just ghosts that die in one shot to anything. I was trying to save it thinking that like there would be like one big mech fight at the end. But no. I really wanted to see what this thing would do against a mech actually, how good it would be. Just a guy moving along. I step out of the room, it's just like spooky music instantly stops. Oh. Oh, he's not in the room anymore. I'm surprised he survived the first cannon shot. It just kind of knocked him over. He got hit in the crotch too. It was like, damn, you're durable. He gets exploded with the next one. Because yeah, it has an area of effect because it's such a high impact. And he just kind of shrugged it off.
The commander wants those charges primed and ready. Get those charges planted. The target is on his way.
He didn't die from the first one too. He then just pointed at me.
Baker 3 reporting. Charges are in place. Roger, Baker 3. Detonate the charges. Copy that. Detonating charges.
Hey. I should have slide kicked. Oh, graphical effects. Not liking this resolution. Why are you guys just shrugging this off?
Baker 3 reporting. Charges are in place. Roger, Baker 3. Detonate the charges. Copy that. Detonating charges.
I missed. Sorry about that. Whoa! I probably should be using the ASP because pretty large, wide open area where everybody's coming at me from pretty far away. As fun as the repeating cannon is, it's giving me ASP ammo for a reason. Oh, you're here this time. Probably get out of here before they explode the rest of the subway with me in it. Or maybe check the subway cars for goodies. There could be a health booster or a reflex booster. You ever think about the fact that the reflex boosters exist? Because, like, ostensibly, those are only really could work for us. Nobody really knows that we actually have superpowers. Like, super speed, like, is an actual, like, psychic power for us. Keep missing. But yeah, that super speed is an actual, like, psychic power for us.
Dumbass.
What?
Oh, hi.
Huh?
I, didn't know it was you. Listen, you owe me. You wouldn't have gotten out of Origin without me. You know that, right?
You have a different voice
You
actor,
wait
don't you?
right there. I'll come around and open the door. But you gotta promise me you'll take me with you. You
So-
using the grenade launcher? No, wait, I want the plasma rifle. How about the minigun? No? Goodbye.
Okay. You didn't die. Also, you had a voice actor change in the meantime. And your voice acting is notably worse. Well, yeah, it turns out he didn't die. He just got shot in the gut and, well, I guess, yeah, unless you're Paxton Fettel, that's survivable. Eternally rag on Fettel for that. I'll never let him live it down. Now that he's dead and a ghost, he will never live it down. Hello? My vision's going all wobbly. In the darkness, I crawl up to his knees and punch them. Oh, hello. Heard him get hurt. I'm out of ammo for everything but my shotgun. Oh, he retreated behind cover. Well, out of repeating cannon. So, back to the minigun. Well, okay, game. If you want me to have both. I do enjoy that I am actually getting a good opportunity to use the repeating cannon. That was actually one of the things that I really didn't like about the end game of F.E.A.R. 1. It gives you this new weapon, and you don't really have any big things to use it on. Like here, watch me snipe this heavy. Come on. Go down. There we go. Ow. Yeah, I actually do have to go this way. Yeah, it gives you a lot more enemies to use the cannon against. Bigger enemies, too. Just in case, like, you felt like you needed to save the cannon for something. Still wild to me that, like, you got, like, so much cannon ammo right at the end of F.E.A.R. 1 after all the clone soldiers are gone. Negative! I'm just shooting him, sir! And now that that's out, time to switch to my other heavy weapon.
Squad, check in.
I'm guessing I need to not shoot the things on the walls. I'm guessing. I pressed the wrong button to try and heal myself. Stood there and shrugged it off again. These extra durable— ow, my legs. Extra durable clone soldiers.
Squad, get to cover.
Oh, I found a health booster and reflex booster.
Check in. I got 3 men down. Get out of there!
Okay, so there's a health and reflex booster in one of the trains. There we go, took him down. Oh, got the wobbly vision.
Fire in the hole!
Yeah, I think the C4 charges are getting blown up over the course of this. Is that all of them?
Push him out!
Oh, hi.
Taking fire!
Oh, I shouldn't have healed, actually, because I picked up the 2 boosters. How many of you guys are there in the subway? That's a lot of those. I was about to say, well, good thing I'm right at the end, thus nothing bad can obviously happen to me. Whoop! There we go. I got far enough to get launched. Situation. Replica forces have detonated large quantities of explosives in the subway system in order to prevent your escape. The resulting explosion has blown you onto a nearby parking garage. Find your way out of this parking garage and to the adjacent medical center. Mission: exit the parking garage and head towards the medical center. So, yeah, we were launched, and that's how we get to this next part.
There are replicas everywhere. They've taken the city.
Yeah, it wants me to switch to the rocket launcher, and I was running low on cannons. Cannons? Cannonballs. Oh! This is why it wants the rocket launcher! You could have warned me about the attack chopper. I'm gonna die because I wasted so much. I'm so durable. Ugh. Yeah, just try and stop me from getting to you, asshole.
There are replicas everywhere. They've taken the city.
Okay, so. I wonder if I can actually destroy this. I should save these for the mech. I wanted to try a cannon against the mech, so. Yeah, it's gonna drop off the mech, I believe. I think that's what it did. Hello? There you are. Aha! I can shoot your rockets out of the air as you fire them. Probably should be in slow-mo to ensure my shots landed there. That's right, try and keep me away, asshole. Okay. I'll swap out the minigun. Oh, some grenades if I needed them. Okay, so bunny hopping is actively bad for you in this game, huh? Yeah, that's what happens.
I don't know where to go.
Well, it seems like you slow down upon landing. And with the heavier guns, that actually ends up stopping you. Whoa, that's all. A lot of them. Probably could have cleared out most of the encounter if I opened up with... If I opened up with shooting one of the cars. It's outright not letting me... Oh, am I just... There we go. Now I can use it. So it's even bigger than a mech. I should have saved a lot of my minigun ammo for this thing, shouldn't I? But I can't be blamed for that. I didn't know there was this thing coming up. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that I thought that F.E.A.R 1 was going to end on. Like, that it was giving me all that cannon ammo for. Fly into evade. Yeah, I got a ton of these. Eat shit, asshole. Whoa, I needed to reload. Shit. There we go. Does your corpse have any more rocket ammo for me? No? That's unfortunate. here's more rocket ammo. I wonder if I'm gonna be fighting another. Oh. Well. Why did I use a rocket for that? Oh, yeah, there's another one. Shoot those my landmines. Yeah, that's right. Probably should switch to... Whoa! Hide down there. Resurface. Haha! Yo. Who the... Oh, this slippery as hell surface. Oh! I thought I was far away enough. Gonna use this for a second. Come on. I don't have any ammo for it, but I have a feeling I'll pick up some soon. I refuse that assault rifle. I just have a grudge against it specifically, really. It's probably perfectly fine, but I refuse it. I just don't like it.
You still don't know, do you? What you are.
Oh, hey.
Why you're here.
You will be a god among men.
I already picked up on that stuff. I kind of figured out that, yeah, I'm almost first kid. I'm the older brother.
Why run? You cannot escape something you have been part of since before you were born.
Because everything's exploding around me and you're kind of trying to kill me too. You're a pretty shitty brother, and I'll outright say it, Paxton. Also, your name's Paxton. No offense to Paxton's. Yeah, just why run from so? I learned just yesterday that Alma's my mother, and now she's trying to protect me too from your assholes, from your group. Maybe you should think about that. Maybe you should think, hey, why is mom trying to stop me from murdering my brother? Why is she killing all of my guys? Okay, this was the way. There was nothing else to look for. Why walk? Because the trains are exploded.
You're not coming, are you? I'm going to die here alone.
I'm on my way. I'm trying to get there. I've been faced with a lot. Please understand. I've been going through a lot of trouble.
What's happening? I can't reach anybody.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's out of ammo. Almost out of ammo, so... I will see how good this does. Okay, somebody was shooting me. I do like that for the fact that this game is, you know, health-based. Like, you know, a more classic FPS, it's not like recoverable health and whatnot. That it just constantly throws medkits at you for you to stock up. Which also makes sense with how lethal everything in this game is. That it wants you to feel lethal. Hi. You probably should have shot me. But yeah, with how lethal everything is, that it wants you to make sure you're never, like, super screwed over by having low health.
Squad, close in.
Hi. And also the way the medkits work as well helps you with the slow-mo, because you can slow-mo react to getting hit and heal through it. Hi. Oh! I didn't mean to place you. I want to pick you back up. I can't. Well, I guess that's just a work hazard now. Sorry.
Search this area. Watch.
Made him source physics. Right, I have rockets. What a nice gift. I have a lot. Not leaving these behind. Hurry. Okay, might as well. I want to pick up the car. I want to listen to the message on the phone. Oh, there.
Jenny, it's John. Stay where you are. I'm coming to you.
Oh, hi.
Soon you will have a choice to make. You are near the time you will have to stop running.
A lot of blood. Hi. Oh, bye, I guess. Okay, so casting a shadow from there, so that means that it's this camera is just auto firing. Good to know. Wait. Oh. Well. Unfortunately, we are the only one left.
Cover the door. Suppressing fire.
Oh, I'm out of pistol ammo almost. Hi. Ow. I think he punched me. Like, repeatedly. In one moment. Oh, it's placing me far back. I I could probably use all of my sniper ammo.
Hurry.
I guess I'll hurry. So I'm fairly certain she's dead no matter what, but... No, that's...
Soon you will have a choice.
Ow. No, I won't. Wait, where were the dual pistols that I picked up then?
Hurry.
Oh, they were in the room here. Hi, I have to hurry. Thank you for clearing the way. Thank you for clearing the way fast.
Choice. One time you will have to stop running.
Damn it. I went the wrong direction. But wait, she went that way. But yeah, no matter what. I didn't really use any ammo of these.
Cover the door. Squad, check in. Check in.
Yeah, now it's just us for trying to get to the extraction point. We're down already. Oh, there was a... That's what killed me so fast last time. I might as well switch to this now. This is like every enemy has one, so I'm pretty well stocked up on ammo for it now.
Hi, sweetheart. Just checking in. The explosion's all over the news, and I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Ow. Stop that. Well, extraction point, interval 5. Damn it, runtime error. So let's load up the game again. We are now at the... Yeah, let's just see, yeah. Here's the checkpoint. Most recent thing, it's still 10 minutes ago. I really need the pistols because it's gonna give me a ton of asp ammo. Hey there.
Choice to make. You are near the time when you will have to stop running.
Where am I? Oh, it took me backwards. I was supposed to follow her. Well, let's just quick save.
Cover the door.
They failed to cover the door. That's why they're cursing. Fuck! We're bad at this. Unfortunately, if he dies up there, I don't get his ammo. Oh, hello. Time to quick save here. But if I go into reflex mode, haha. I think that actually did make it so I was dodging the bullets. Disconnected. The game doesn't want me to complete it. It's haunted now. It's haunted. I did have to check OBS to make sure that it's still... I probably could just hang out here. Yeah. I'm just gonna try it. No, it's just gonna leave. Guess I'll save here. Please? Please let me? Runtime error. Okay, so that's consistent. Fear, extraction point. Final level runtime error. Okay, I have to run it as admin. That's what other people are saying. Run the file, run the exe as an admin, and that should take care of it right there. Let's just check to see OBS. Yeah, I probably have to reselect it just to OBS, you gonna pick up? Okay, so let's just OBS is just refusing to show me the game now. So I'm just gonna quickly load up the save, go into the level. Hopefully it doesn't start with a cutscene. Key to continue. Okay, I'm now in interval 5, so I'll quick save here. OBS is now just refusing to display the game. So let's just now load the exe as normal. Oh, there. OBS is picking it up again. Okay, good. And let's load up the quick save. There we go. Good. Because yeah, it's just a runtime error right upon loading the level, so it's not upon just being in it. That's good, at least. Diet Squirt. Wait, Diet Squish. Squish that diet. Oh well, now we are in the hospital. All of our squad died. Okay, I didn't read this. I don't think I did. Situation. You've reached Auburn Memorial Hospital alone. Jinsu Quan is dead. No contact has been made with SOFA D units for quite some time. Status of the extraction point is unknown. Investigate the hospital with caution and locate the life flight elevator that has access to the hospital roof. Mission. Locate the light flight elevator and take it to the extraction point on hospital roof. Yeah. Now time to make good on the game's... What? Couch crunch? Couch. Now with couch berries. It's probably a dev. Oh, hey. Unspooky in this toilet. Unspooky in this toilet. There are dents in the... Not even mirror. Dents in the, like, shiny reflective metal that they use in place of a mirror. On both sides, too. Yeah, we're gonna be dealing with a... Yeah, stealth guys dropping in on us.
Controls report.
See me here. I'm an artificial plant. Okay, so...
Flashlight. I'll check it out.
Hi.
Roger.
Yeah. That was pretty wild. I punched you into the ceiling. Huh. And I was punching down, too. Like, I was punching down at you, and you got launched into the ceiling. Like, I Marvel ground bounced you. That was like a Doctor Doom jump S there. Well, no, it's more like a Wolverine, dive kick. It's like, technically Doctor Doom's jump S is a ground bounce, but like, not a particularly high one. Just that it sticks you forever. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Ooh, he did a flip. Hi. If that solitary flying chunk of meat had blocked my sniper shot, that would have been the sickest thing and the worst thing at the same time. Get punched. Oh, there we go. Skeletoned. I can help you. I can help you with one specific thing. That specific thing is turning you into a skeleton. That's right, my friend. You can finally become the skeleton that you always wished you could be. Where are you? There you are. Hooray, you're a skeleton now! Oh. Ow! He had a shotgun. I might as well switch to this in advance. Hi there. Damn it. Man, that was a lot of shots. These guys are refusing to turn into skeletons. How dare they? Hi.
Squad, take cover. We need your reinforcements.
I know you're here. Oh. I like that they don't just get turned into a skeleton, but they also, like, do a flip. Like, they very clearly take an impact from it, too. Hey, Mom. Stalking the hospital again, huh? Stop trying to scare the people here. There's a lot of people with heart conditions. Not as funny of a prank as you think. Do you keep any health boosters in the janitor closet? Wonder where those stealth guys are. They gotta be showing up soon. I'm saying this partially because I get the feeling that if I say it, they're gonna pop up. I'm gonna jinx myself. I'm gonna try and use that to my advantage. They're just going. Booking it. I think I survived. Ooh, a minigun. Well, that's almost out of ammo anyways. Oh, I guess I do have to go down. But my objective is to go up. My objective is to reach the ceiling. Oh, hey. Given the context of us, I wonder. Well, that got me a little. I should have seen it coming, but that got me a little. Ooh, a gator. I really should have seen it coming, but it still got me. What's being photocopied? Just two lights? That probably means something. Oh, hey. Come on! Stealth. I wasn't fast enough. Also, he was invincible because he was a scripted event. Causing a lot of destruction to this public property, my guy. But yeah, as I was saying, I wonder if considering the whole nature of Alma and us being in the maternity ward would cause anything specific for Alma. And then the whole window scare happened. Okay, that one got me too, actually. Huh. Good job, game. 2 in a row. It's a very powerful fan. That sucked him all the way up here. I probably want to progress a little further. I have to pick where I can drop. I'm gonna go with the one further in. Gonna wait for my flashlight to recharge. Short charge, but infinite battery, which is nice. So it's a triangle. It's the Triforce, but without the bottom. It's also like A and M. Armacam. Yeah, that's probably Armacam's logo. Mom, are you messing with the photocopiers again? Probably just be using my shotgun for these. Minigun seems like a waste of ammo when it could be used on a much bigger target. How did I get up there? Oh, come on. What's that squishing on? Oh. What's that supposed to be? Supposed to be like ink? Or is that like detergent? Is that electrolytes? Is that Gatorade? Are they more Powerade people here? Jeez. Rude. You know, Mom, it's not that fun of a prank when you just make me take more time. Push me backwards, back to the end of the hallway. Ooh, a blood fountain. Fancy. Blood bank donations gotta go somewhere, I guess. Ow. Well, finally! No. Where? There you go. Come on. Music's still playing. There you are. Get back here, you little shit. That's right. Jerk. Back here. This... Oh, surgery. That's gonna be pleasant. Man, Mom's got a hold of the TV channel changer again. She's changing it to the I channel. A lot of submachine guns, a lot of assault rifles, body armor, medkits. Here. I think I got him. Unless they can clip through walls. I think they actually can. Well, at least some of the automatic doors still work. Whoop. Slow-mo grenade. That wasn't the grenade I wanted it to be, but at least was a grenade of some kind. Yeah, let's see how you like it. He likes it more than I do. He's a lot better at handling getting shot by a minigun than I am. Which, you know what, fair. It's his job. His job is to use that minigun. Ow. Quick save. This one won't open. No, that was an accident. Okay, I damaged him enough for that to kill him. Okay, and this thing never needs to reload. Good. Be weird if it did, because it just pulls from a bucket, basically. Only 4 shots of this left, but that's... Oh! I would have said 4 skeletons, but he decided to take 2.
I got 3 men down.
Wait, 3? I only shot 2. Damn it. I think I got I think my corpse got stuck in the door there. Oh, back to this. I'm willing to spend all of this.
Target sighted!
Nope. I'll go pick up the medkits left behind after getting shot so much. Ooh, yeah. Oh, never mind, I didn't leave any behind. Rude. Rude. Oh, hello! There are 2 of them! One down. There we go, both. I don't think Penetrator's any good against the shield guys. Seems like it might be. Yep, definitely. The Penetrator's good against all heavy armor, I'm guessing. More minigun. Oh. Slightly swapped my microphone there. Yay, health booster. this is probably the path to go, considering those elevators don't have buttons.
Retreat!
Here, a grenade will clear everything out.
Watch out for it!
Didn't clear anything out. Except for the guys, but the ghouls, no. I do like that the incoming unknown origin message is basically your eternal, like, flag for, hey, spooky thing about to happen. Obviously nothing bad will happen in the elevator. Nothing bad ever happens in any elevator, ever. Oh. The hospital has been ransacked. SOFA D bodies lie everywhere. Unknown forces are interfering with the operation of the life flight elevator. Mission: restore elevator functionality and make your way to the roof. Did change this screen into an eyeball too? And yeah, just gonna point out the obvious symbolism of, like, the eyeballs, meaning that, you know, I'm being watched. Not just because, like, sudden eyeball spooky, but also because it being symbolic that Alma is watching me. Or Paxton. Both of them, really. Isn't that sweet? Mom's watching out for her little baby boy. I like how the subtitles for their sound is just ... Bleh. Can be summed up with ellipses. Oh, I think we're in the morgue now, actually. I didn't pay attention to any signage. There probably was one saying, morgue. Oh man, I need to take a shower. Any of these taps working? Oh, this one seems to be pouring blood. It's pouring water, but it's not turning off, or not turning off completely, and also, which is a waste of water, mind you, and also not turning on either. You gotta get a plumber in here and fix that one. Oh no! Down, down, and the flames went high. It burns, burns, burns. Okay. Huh? Oh! Swim through the blood into the hotel lobby. super resilient. The blood tubs. Listen, Mom, I'm a grown man, a grown adult. I can be out as long as I want. You don't have to wait up for me. Oh, they have no faces. This guy has no face. He has even less of a face now, too. Okay. Okay, I get it. These are the... Alright, closed. I'm pretty sure if I stuck around, there would have been, like, a little scare ray just suddenly jumps up and shuts that. Yeah, I'm fairly certain these are the different people that Paxton Fettel killed. A lot of them look pretty generic, but then, oh hey. There she is. That's probably where I'm supposed to go. Where I'm supposed to go. Or a scare. Hey, Mom, can you open the door? Yeah, I know. Real fun. Can you open the door now, Mom? But... Thanks. Nice trick, Mom. Hey. You should put on some clothes, Mom. Jeez. There's public indecency laws, you know? I know you're like some weird psychic ghost thing, but, like, come on. Ah!
He's alive. I just picked up his signal. If you can hear me, get to high ground. A chopper is standing by.
Okay. That's just rotating. Music's gotten... It started. Lights are back on. Reflex booster. Definitely not prepping me for a final fight. Which, considering the fact that I got a health booster right at the fucking end of F.E.A.R 1's normal campaign, it actually very much could be that it is not at all prepping me for anything. The life flight elevator is operational once again. The SOFOD-D coordinator has made contact and directed you to the extraction point on the hospital roof. No other surviving F.E.A.R. or SOFOD-D operatives have been found. Proceed with extreme caution. Head to the extraction point of the roof and escape.
Stay sharp.
Oh, interval 6.
Keep your eyes
Epilogue.
open for that Blackhawk.
Okay, this is probably going to be a final defensive section, knowing it.
You should know better by now.
Yeah. I mean, I can read the signs. Game was gearing me up. Kind of flailing that wildly, aren't you? Oh. Well, it worked, so who am I to judge him?
Stay sharp. Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk.
You should know better by now.
Hey there. Ow! Okay. So this is the final combat section. That's actually pretty nice that it ends with a big encounter to end. Okay, that's what exploded. One of those. Instead of, you know, 5,000 ghosts. I like F.E.A.R. 1's main campaign a lot, but that ending section is admittedly kind of disappointing. Oh, hi. The fact that it gears you up for so much and you're up against basically nothing.
Stay sharp. Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk.
You should know better by now.
There we go. Oh. Sniped it out of the air with a laser, huh? Oh, that was actually pretty nice. There we go. Gives me a hell of a lot of medkits here too. And some turret emplacements. He did a flip. The nice thing about the turret emplacements is it allows me to see where somebody is just by them shooting. They'll be shooting. No! Give me back! It allows me to see that there is, like, somebody where they are because they shoot at the turret first.
Stay sharp. Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk.
You should know better by now.
So presumably, this is not going to be like a final fight like Halo Reach had, where, you know, there's a fight to the end that we couldn't win, and that it would end as soon as we died. There's enough stuff going on right now that it's actually lagging the game. It's actually like causing frame rate drops. That's impressive. Ooh, I barely died. I barely survived there. But maybe the minigun is not the best target, the best gun for like enemies at a distance. Alright.
You should have a visual on the evac chopper.
Good thing they're going after me and not the chopper. Oh. Dang it. I should have probably thought that through more. Instead of just, you know, being aggressive.
Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk.
You should know better by now.
Yeah. I know. Sure. I think there's a guy there. Oh, the turret shooting at that one spot repeatedly. I intended to throw a butt. You're lucky it wasn't. I just toss enough grenades. We've got to get hit by some of these, right? The heavy did.
You should have a visual on the
Might as well
evac
quick
chopper.
save here. Gonna need some ammo for the shield heavy. Yep.
This is Little Bird. We're on the ground. Hurry up so we can get the hell out of here.
A lot of guys dead. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Once again, just like, they sure weren't shooting me. Well, shooting the helicopter.
Instead, planted the seeds of their doom. But she would not be forgotten. We will make them remember. They will die. All of them. A war is coming. I've seen it in my dreams. Fire sweeping the earth, bodies in the streets, cities turned to dust. Retaliation.
So yeah, that was Extraction Point. It's again kind of a short game, kind of a short expansion, which is unfortunate because it's really damn good all throughout. Much more creative with its scares. Introduces a couple fun new weapons. Very fun understanding of how like the encounter design works. Very fun. Also very much leaves on a cliffhanger of like what's gonna happen to the Point Man now. Point Man didn't get out. What's gonna happen with Alma as well. What's Fettel talking about? Like, obviously, like, the whole idea is that... So, like, we don't know what the clone soldiers were gearing up for. Presumably full-scale war. Alma's deal is kind of left a mystery, too, because... he very much... Like, the implication is that there was essentially a psychic kind of echo of her roaming around, and that she was trying to find it to fuse back with it. Like, they were both trying to find each other to fuse back with each other, and that's what happened there. So, like, what Alma's deal would be going forward because of that. And then there's also, like... just, yeah, there's a lot of questions, presumably building up towards a more full-scale war kind of thing against the clones, which, once again, the idea of that is kind of eh. The cool idea behind F.E.A.R. is the squad itself being like this squad that's sent out to find and fight paranormal things. Just fight the supernatural. But yeah, Point Man, though, obviously isn't gonna die. Alma's gonna make sure of that, which is itself, like, a big curiosity. Like, Alma will outright protect the Point Man over Paxton Fettel, too. But there's just one real unfortunate thing about all of these questions being raised and the point that this leaves off at. This is not what Monolith themselves built off of. This expansion is not canon. It originally was going to be, but it's not. Because, so basically, so something that kind of explains why F.E.A.R 2 is so similar to F.E.A.R 1 is just kind of retreading the ground of F.E.A.R 1 in a lot of cases. Monolith didn't originally hold ownership over the rights for F.E.A.R. F.E.A.R did. And then that's kind of what the expansions were made under. And the expansions were made building off of the documents that Monolith had. The expansions were outright building off of what Monolith was intending to do. But because when they were making F.E.A.R 2, they were originally just going to call it Project Origin because they didn't have the rights to the F.E.A.R name. And they were just going to largely retread the ground, but under their own IP now. But then, partway through, they got the rights for it again. They got the rights for it back, and they just decided, well, let's just ignore... Well, because the expansion team kind of did what we would have done for setting up a sequel, and this game was going to largely retread the ground of 1 just because we wanted to do 1, but as our, like, an IP we own. We're just going to ignore what the expansions did. And just take F.E.A.R 2 in its own direction, which is largely just repeating F.E.A.R 1, and it's not that great. And its ending is very much just, ooh, shock value. It's pretty well known, but it's just pure shock value, and it's really stupid. And it just ends on a similar level of, like, where are things gonna go from now regarding Alma? And then F.E.A.R 3 was a completely different studio. Apparently F.E.A.R 3 was going to be like Sierra's handling of F.E.A.R 2, or like Warner Brothers handling of F.E.A.R 2 without like anything. Like before F.E.A.R 2 was made, F.E.A.R 3 was going to be its like the non-monolith sequel to F.E.A.R. But it gets really confusing because that got delayed so much. So eventually F.E.A.R 3 was reworked into being a sequel to F.E.A.R 2, but by a completely different team from Monolith. And F.E.A.R 3, from what I understand, is like, well, it's kind of a fun, silly co-op game, but it's absurdly stupid. It is the dumbest. But like, that being said, it's like, well, I don't have that much faith that Monolith would have done better. Considering that F.E.A.R 2 is already pretty damn dumb, and a notable downgrade from F.E.A.R 1 in like every way. But yeah, Extraction Point is basically like, here's a bit of an extra thing to set up where things might be going. And it was really fun. It was really fun. The shame that it doesn't... The shame that it has the issues with running it, but it's really fun. So yeah, I'm just sitting here now, just kind of waiting out the credits. There's probably going to be something at the end of them, like there was the whole Mr. President thing at the end of the last one. I say Mr. President, I don't think Mr... It might have been opening up with Mr. President. And just kind of revealing that, you know, that we were what was being tested actually all along. For some reason, I remember... Okay. I'm gonna wait until, like, the post-credit stinger happens and I'm booted back to the main menu. Oh, that's it. So for some reason, I remember the end of Extraction Point being that a nuke was set off in the city. With like, oh, everybody died, and that was kind of the ending of it. But no, it definitely leaves it open as like, oh, what's Point Man gonna do now? That's kind of the whole idea. Yeah, F.E.A.R.'s canon going forward, very stupid and very weird and confusing and a mess. It's like a start and stop thing. And really, it should have just been an episodic thing. You know what Fear 2 should have been? It should have been, well, like, if they were going to still continue with the Paxton Fettel stuff, it should have been, you know what? Now that Alma's whole again, oh, turns out she has a favorite son. It's the Point Man. And she's going to help you. She's going to help you beat Paxton Fettel. But the real actual answer, God, it should have been that, you know, like, you fought Paxton Fettel off screen. That, like, or like what happened was, like, all sorts of supernatural awakenings started to happen, and like the F.E.A.R squad suddenly has to deal with a lot. Now Point Man has the help of his mother. Mom's here to help. That would have been funny, but no, it should have been, F.E.A.R should have been an episodic series about the squad itself handling various different supernatural events. But yeah, anyways though, so that was F.E.A.R Extraction Point. It's been about 3 hours. I'm not going to go for any longer to start up Perseus Mandate. Perseus Mandate, from what I understand, is a longer expansion than Extraction Point, but is notably worse in kind of every way. It's not as bad as F.E.A.R 2, but it's just a lot less inspired in terms of design. It's a lot less tightly designed and whatnot. And that's just kind of it. It's just not as good. It's kind of meh. Perseus Mandate also, from what I understand, is you're not playing as the Point Man. You're playing... You still have the slow-mo. That's not explained, but you are not playing as the Point Man, and that's really all it is. It is a side story happening. But anyways, so with all that was F.E.A.R Extraction Point. And, well, probably should close that. I'll let it go while I say my goodbyes. So, as per usual, thanks to everybody who joined in, and, well, yeah, catch y'all next time. I'll have to remember to try and combine these two VODs into a single one. For the offline recording, at least, I mean. Like, the stream at least never stopped. But the offline recording did. But anyways, once again, thanks to everybody who joined, and catch y'all next time when I hopefully finish up Shadowheart's Good Ending.